What's good, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jasmine, and today we are going to be doing a makeup tutorial. We're going to be kind of doing like a purple eye look, like almost like maybe like a nighttime purple eye look. We'll see how it comes out, because you know, usually I'll be like, this is what we're doing, and then once I start doing my makeup, I'm like, didn't really go as planned. It took a little bit of a left turn. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try it out. I got some inspiration from like some Pinterest pictures. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I did go ahead already and prime my face just so we had time for the prime to sit. But the primer that I used was the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base Face Primer. I've talked about this primer before. I actually really do like it. I feel like it's a good primer to really kind of smooth the like your face, make it look like a little bit more of a smoother canvas, especially if you have bigger pores, for something that's from the drugstore. You know, I usually really do like my, what is it called? My Benefit one, but this is a fraction of the cost. So yeah. So let's go ahead and get into the eyebrows now. And I think I'm running out of my brow pencil. Okay, like the color I normally use. I usually use dark brunette in this L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. But I did I went to pick up a new one, but I didn't realize that I picked up brunette, so it's slightly a little bit lighter, but we're gonna work with it. Hopefully it works good. But let me brush out the brows first. And I did get this new set of brushes that I'm gonna be trying out. We're gonna see how I like them. I got them in LA, like fashion district in that area. They're called BBEW Cosmetics. I've never heard of this brand. I was looking for the Beauty Creation ones, but the Beauty Creation ones, like I felt like I was having a really hard time finding the Beauty Creation ones. I did find a vendor that had them, but they were kind of pretty expensive. And I know they're normally not that much, so I felt like she was trying to upsell me. So I was like, we're not gonna do that. Okay, let me just start off with the dark brunette. And whenever I'm doing the brows, I like to do kind of like feathery strokes upward when I'm gonna fill them in, just because I like it I don't fill the top in, I just kind of fill the bottom in. Or like I don't draw a line on the top, I just draw a line on the bottom and then just kind of do feathery strokes. I mean, I have pretty thick eyebrows as it is, so it doesn't really require a lot of filling in. Okay, sorry guys, I had to zoom in a little bit to the camera because I forgot that I was filming a makeup look, and I was like, the camera needs to be a little bit more zoomed in so you guys can actually see what I'm doing if you guys want to follow along with the tutorial. Okay, so now that the brows are filled in, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the E.L.F brow lift, and then this one's just the clear gel. So I know they have like a soap one, but I've never actually used the soap one, so I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you if that one's good or not. So I'm just gonna brush upward. You could press down if you want a little bit more of a laminated look. I don't really want to make it look like that for this one, so I'm not going to press like how I normally do with the little spatula all the way. I'm only going to press a little bit, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna apply like light pressure, and then I'm gonna shape towards the end where like there's a little bit of hair sticking out. Yeah, I need to get my eyebrows started again because they're starting to look just not really as shaped as like I normally like them. So let me cut a little bit right here. She's looking a little rough right here, and then let me press down. Okay, I think that looks good. If you're looking for like a good eyebrow brush that's kind of like a 2-in-1, I would definitely recommend this E.L.F Brow Lift Applicator. And it's like what goes hand in hand with this brow gel, because I like it because it has like the spoolie, but then it also has like the spatula side. It doesn't come with the gel, but it's kind of, I guess, like what they market that you should use for this, but I really like this one. Now that they are shaped the way I like them, I'm gonna go ahead and go in and clean my brows and kind of prep the eyelid for the eyeshadow look. I'm gonna be using the E.L.F 16 Camo Concealer, and this is in the color, I have no idea. I've talked about how like that concealer specifically, I do like it, but it dries up really quickly because it's more of like on the matte side compared to the hydrating one. It's really good coverage, like don't get me wrong. The coverage is amazing, but you have to be able to work with it quickly or it's going to like crease and dry out on you. So for me, I have like really like dry under eyes, so I have to make sure I hydrate really, really well before I go in with this. But right now we're gonna use it to clean up the brows. I was gonna use my brush that I normally use, but I'm also trying to try out this new set. Let me see if I can show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so this is the new, sorry, I'm looking at my little monitor. This is the new brush set that I was telling you guys that I bought at Fashion District in LA. I mean, they're not bad quality. It's just, we'll see how they work for like blending things out. They're soft, but I really do love my Beauty Creations brush set, and that's what I wanted, but I couldn't find that. So we'll see. I mean, some other favorites like BH Cosmetics. I still have a bunch of BH Cosmetics like brushes, and I really like those. Real Techniques, It Cosmetics. Those are, and then E.L.F. Those are usually the typically ones I get, but I've been eyeballing these brushes called, I think they're called like BK. I really want to get those, but they are like, the brush sets are a little bit more on the pricier side. Let's just go ahead and use this new brush and see. It's not the typical size I use to clean my brows, but I usually use something a little bit more smaller. We're gonna go. I only clean up the bottom of it. We're just cleaning the bottom of it right there. Once I'm done cleaning up the bottom of it, I will go ahead and clean up like the rest of it. Like I'll apply like a little bit of concealer to the bottom. You just basically want to grab the concealer and then just distribute it evenly around the rest of your eyelid. But you don't want to put too much, because then it's gonna like, if you put way too much, it might crease on you. I mean, it still might crease on you, but when you put a lot more, it's like, you definitely don't want that. But I don't know if you guys can see how like quick, well, you guys probably can't tell on the camera, but it dries super quick. But I really do like this concealer because I feel like I do like it to clean up the brows and like use it on my like eyelid, because I feel like it does really neutralize like the pigment that you may have on your eyelid and stuff like that. On to the next eyelid. Earlier today I was watching like Coachella. You know how like on YouTube TV they have like Coachella Live, I guess? Yeah, like basically they like live stream the performances. And I was trying to see, because yesterday was Peso Pluma, and I wanted to see the Peso Pluma one to see if they had like, what is it called? Like, not pre-recorded it, but like recorded it and it's like on the YouTube now, but I didn't see it on there. Maybe I missed it. But while I was trying to check that out, I did see that Santa Fe Clan was going to be performing. So I watched his whole performance and honestly loved so much. I'm like really happy to see that there's more of like a Latino representation at like festivals like that, like Coachella and stuff like that. So you can apply pressed powder to your concealer so that it doesn't set, but I like sometimes not to do that, because then the pigment of the color, especially when you're doing color, the pigment just looks a lot stronger. So it's just up to you. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. Personal preference, but I'm just gonna kind of brush a little bit, so if anything kind of creased up on me, it smooths it out. I want to try these like eye bases. I think they're called Pelusi. I don't know. It's a brand, but they have like these really cool like eye bases that people use like instead of concealer, and I've seen a lot of makeup artists use it, and I low-key want to try those because I feel like that would create a really nice base, especially when you're using color. Okay, whew. Now I'm scared. I'm gonna go in with color. Y'all know me, I don't really experiment with a lot of like color eyeshadows, but I'm trying to kind of get out of my comfort zone and try a little bit more of like different eye looks. So I decided I would do that today because I got this palette at TJ Maxx and I wanted to try it. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina collection. I don't know if you guys ever remember seeing this in Sephora, but I found it at TJ Maxx, so I was super excited. And I think this one is, so this one's a volume 2. I guess there's like a different volume. Ooh, it got stuck to my sweater. Let's see. So as you can see, a lot of colorful eyeshadows. I'm like pretty excited. I wanted to do blue, but then I was like, you know what? Let's do purple because I feel like a nice like purple will be something like really nice to do. And I think it's like versatile because people can use it for like a nighttime look if they wanted to. So let's go ahead and see. We'll see. I'm really picky with my eye brushes because I want to make sure that they are like, they blend the shadows out good. So I've never, like I told you guys, I've never tried these. So I'm a little bit scared, but we got to work with what we have. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and do first a purple. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with this color B2, which is this one right here. And you just want to blend like into the crease. Basically all like where the crease is, but all over like your eyelid. And you don't want to go, I don't like to go like super high up because I still want to create like leave enough length, leave enough space for like my brow and my eyeshadow, but I do want to go a little bit more up. The colors are really pigmented on this palette, so I do like that. I don't know how I feel about the brushes yet. I gotta use them a little bit more, so I'm not sure if they're that great in blending or not, but I'm gonna add a little bit more pigment. There we go. Looking pretty pigmented, as you guys can see. I'm literally so blind, so sometimes, sorry, I have to like bring it up to my face because working on a computer all day, every day, like will make you hella blind. And I literally stare at the computer screen for my 8+ hours of work every day. I think I forgot that I was gonna go in with a little bit of a darker color after, so I don't want to make it too dark because I'm also going to add another darker layer of a different shade of purple. So now I think we're going to go ahead and move on to the next eye. I still have to blend a little bit more so it creates like a little bit more of a seamless blend, but I think I'm going to do that once I add the second shade of color. So again with the B2, and then we are going to get this into the crease. Tried using my left hand and my left hand was just like, nope, this feels uncomfortable. Is it just me or does one eye look darker than the other? Doesn't that always happen to you guys? Does that happen to you guys too, or just me? I used to like be able to like talk to you guys a lot more while I was doing my makeup, but I don't know what it is, what's up with my brain, but I cannot like multifunction as much. Like I literally have to, or multifunction, oh my God. This is what I'm telling you guys, where my literal brain has been fried. I'm sorry, y'all. I've just been so exhausted lately. And I'm literally so proud of myself that I still like got the courage to film my video, because I was just like, you know what? Like you deserve to do things that like you get excited about and you love. And like, I was like, I honestly love like filming videos for you guys and doing my makeup. It's so much fun. And I was like, even though sometimes it can be hard. So if you're there, I see you, I hear you, because same. Sometimes that's literally me. Ooh, is looking good. I'm like in between whether I should add a little bit more purple or not, but I'm still gonna go in with another darker shade of purple. So I think maybe I should hold off, because then what if I add like more purple right now, but then with the other shade, it's like too much purple. One thing about me though is I am gonna blend until my arms fall off, because now that I've been watching like more videos and watching girls how they blend and stuff like that, and they get those really cool like cut creases, I'm like, oh, I gotta do a lot more blending than I thought I did. I'm like, I can't just be swiping colors on and thinking I don't gotta do anything else. I love those, by the way. I really want to learn how to do cut creases. I've been trying to do them, like watching a YouTube video, trying to do it myself, but just no me sale todavía. Like it's just, it ain't looking like that. But you know what? Practice, because although my makeup is not amazing or where I want it to be, it has gotten so much better. Like before I used to not even want to try like using cream products, because remember like I told you guys, like cream contour, cream blush, any of that, because I was so scared of it. I didn't know how to use it and I was like so intimidated by it. And now I like cannot live without like my cream bronzer, my cream blush. It's honestly just like practicing. And I love that we have like YouTube now, because we can like YouTube, TikTok, like there's so many people that are like willing to share their knowledge with you and like share like how to do their makeup and stuff like that. You know, like I have these tutorials for you guys, but obviously I'm not no like professional or anything like that. But I like to like just kind of show you guys like what I learn, and then also kind of like so that you guys can see that there's like people like me that are like regular smuggler people that are not like advanced at all with their makeup, but like they like learned along the way. So it's like possible for any of us to do, because I literally did not start learning how to do my makeup. I think I told you guys this in another video. Like I'm kind of a late bloomer to like learning how to do my makeup. So I didn't start actually doing my makeup until after high school, like college. And I think it was like probably like maybe the second year of college, because the first year I think I didn't even wear that much makeup still. Now we are gonna go in with a darker color. So still a purple, but a darker shade of purple. But I need a little bit of a smaller brush. I think I'm gonna use this one that's a little bit more of a smaller. And I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this color C3. So it's a little bit darker than the B2. And I'm gonna put this on like the crease, but like it's gonna be a smaller, denser brush. So it's not gonna be as like, it's going to be a little bit more like more defined, I think. I'm not really like brushing it. I kind of brushed it back and forth, but I don't really want to do that. I think I want to pack the color on first, and then once the color's in, then start to blend a little bit. I'm trying to see my eyelid. This is pretty intimidating, I will tell you guys. Like using color and not being someone who normally uses color, I'm like, what am I doing with my eye? And okay, so see, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's a little bit like, I need to blend a little bit better right there, because right now I think it has enough pigment, so I'm not going to add any more color. But right now the line is looking a little harsh, like the transition, so I am going to have to blend a little bit better. Okay, I think that's enough, but I'm going to use the same brush, the other brush that I was using, and then I'm going to grab the end of it, and I'm really gonna go in there and just brush and like kind of buff out. I think right now what I'm having the most difficulty is when I use colors like these, where I do like a little bit of a lighter transition and then I go into a dark. I'm having difficulty with like the darker shade not like blending. How do I explain it? Like I'm having a difficult time so that they don't merge and mesh all together and they all look like one color. Does that make sense? So I'm trying, there's something that I'm doing wrong when I'm blending or applying that's causing them to merge and mesh together. If you have found the solution to that already, or you know maybe what I'm doing wrong, go ahead and comment below. Or like if you have a technique so that doesn't happen, comment that below. I'm like low-key kind of curious to know. Well, like, I don't know, or maybe I'm tripping because I can see the transition from the darker here to the light, but or maybe it was just that angle because maybe okay, I can see it now from this angle, but from this angle you can't. So maybe nomás me estoy volviendo loca. We are gonna do the same thing for the next eye. Oh, that's my problem I did last time. I like sweeped it. We're not trying to sweep it, we're just trying to pack the color on. Okay, these brushes to blend, like so far they're all right, at least for the eye ones. Not my fave. I don't think they're the best to blend, but just working with what I have right now. The next step is we are going to add, I don't know, I was gonna add black, but I don't know how I feel about adding black because every time I add black to my eye looks, it doesn't go well. I think we will add maybe like a darker purple, like this D5 maybe. So it's still dark, but it's just a little bit more of a darker purple. Wait, is this purple or is this? Yeah, it's dark purple. It's like violet. We are gonna add this only on the outer corner. I don't really want to add it anywhere else because it's such a dark color. So honestly, just gonna press it onto the outer corner like that. Then at the end, I'm going to go and I think I'm gonna do like a blue right here on this part, but I don't know which blue I want to use. Okay, there's like this like a little bit of a glittery blue, like a C2. Let's see how it would look if I add, it's like a light blue. So, or not a light blue, but like a, as you guys can see, super pigmented, super pigmented. Okay, it actually looks really pretty like that. That actually looks really pretty with this color. The blue kind of brings it together. What I just noticed, oh, no, it's fine. Yeah, this palette is really pigmented. And what I like is that the blue kind of has a little bit of like glitter specks. So, okay, I think what I want to do is I want to blend a little bit more right here, just where the colors mesh, because I don't want it to crease into the top. But let me clean a little bit up right here, right there. Okay. Sorry guys, I have to move this a little this way just so I can see because I can't. I just want to make sure I don't get some of that like crease color up into the eyelid or somos madre. I think the blue kind of, if you guys can see it, but the blue like, es que whenever you like kind of blend like that, it like, let me blend on this side. I don't know why this side has like a little bit of a gap of a color right here. Okay. So I would have wished the transition was a little bit more smoother on the top. I feel like that I can still work on like the blending up here. However, not bad for like one of the very first and few times that I've ever tried a lot of color like this. Definitely still have to work on it, but not bad. Now that I have that, we're gonna be moving on to the face because I think the eyes are good. Let me clean the little eye boogies. I might put like a little bit of a like silver or gold at the end, but yeah. Okay, let me put this away for now and let me, oh my god, why did I forget what I was gonna do? Oh, I should have brought like some lotion to put under my eyes in the meantime, but oh well. I usually use the E.L.F foundation, but I'm actually, or the E.L.F like CC cream, but I'm actually gonna be using this one today. This is the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Tint. Because I'm actually running out of the E.L.F one and I have this one, so I figured I would try it. Let's go ahead and try this flat top brush, which is usually what I use for like foundation. And then I'll go in with like the beauty blender and, or like a beauty sponge and kind of, let's do a little bit of 2 drops. And I always just kind of add a little bit at first and then build it up if I need more, or just build it up wherever I need coverage, like additional coverage. So this is a skin tint. So this is definitely gonna look more like, I think more of like your face, like, you know what I mean? Like more of your like skin. It's not gonna be as heavy as like maybe a foundation or so. But I feel like considering I went with this like really bold eye, I probably should have done like a full blown foundation. I'm not even like going anywhere too. Like I always just film these like makeup looks for you guys. And I usually don't have anywhere where I'm going after. Sometimes I'll film like a TikTok video too, just to kind of take advantage of the fact that I already did my makeup. But most of the time I'm just here. This one's a little bit orange for me. It's looking a little orangey, but next time I'll add a pigment to it, one of my like mixing pigments, and then can kind of even out the color. I think that looks good though. For the most part, I feel like it has pretty good coverage for it to be a skin tint. Yeah, my face right now is looking kind of patchy because I've been using this brush or this soap called Native on like this facial cleanser, and I think it's drying out. So I have really oily skin, mind you guys, typically, but I think it's like drying the hell out of my face. So I need to stop using it, but I just don't have another face cleanser. So I just kind of been like using that one, but it's the only thing that's like new in my like skincare routine. So I'm like, this has to be the reason my skin is so dry, which is literally so weird. Like I was telling you guys, cause I have really, really oily skin. So the fact that I'm experiencing like dry, patchy skin, this is like a first for me. This only happens, I think, when something is irritating my face. And I think it's because that cleanser has like a lot of fragrance to it, like a lot. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit. I do like this dropper though. You guys know I love foundations that come with like pumps or like droppers. Literally my fave. I wasn't gonna go anywhere like I was telling you guys, but I think I might go visit my mom and my grandma. Because I haven't seen them in, granted I see them a lot, but I usually film like every day if I can. But I haven't seen them in like 3 or 4 days, which is a lot for me because I was telling you guys, I literally see them like almost every other day or every day. I look a little dry speck right there. And then right here where, actually let me let it dry a little bit and then I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I really like this. I like the fact that it really looks really like smooth and just like it feels very like weightless and like light, but you can add more if you need it to, you know, which is perfect because like for me there's areas like my forehead doesn't need a lot, but there's areas like right here where my pores are where sometimes like I have blemishes, so I need a lot more. I always like talk sometimes when I have this like right here on my neck and I sound like a freaking turkey gobbling. I actually go in with this beauty sponge, and what I like to do is I kind of just like to press the foundation in, especially because I feel like whenever you apply foundation with a brush, sometimes there can be like some like hard lines, so this kind of helps to remove that. But the reason I like to apply my stuff better with a brush compared to a sponge is just because I feel like the sponge can absorb a lot of the product, and I don't like that. But I like to use both of them. I just use them at like different times and for different purposes, but this really helps to kind of just melt everything into the skin. It's just different to see myself with color because I like I was telling you guys, I don't really do colors, so I'm like, what is all this color on my eyelid? Okay, what I was gonna do is I'm gonna grab my little concealer brush, or not even a concealer brush, it's just kind of like a blending, and I was just gonna blend these like a little bit of hard lines that when I cleaned up my brows, they kind of like were coming, like it was kind of coming out. So just blending that so it's a little bit more of a seamless blend. And then what we are going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do my blush first. Also, me estoy quedando pelona, guys, like pelona. I don't know if you guys can see. Well, I have, wait, what size is it? This side I have more picked up with hair than this side. But y'all, look at this. Like, I feel like I'm losing a lot of hair. I don't know why, but I'm just losing a bunch of hair. I think it's stress, honestly. I really need to get that under control because I do not want that to be the death of me. But I'm gonna go in for blush with the E.L.F. Putty Blush. And this is the color, how it looks. Oh, I meant to get the shimmery one, but I got this one. Oh well. I don't know what color. Oh wait, it's on the side. This one is Turks and Caicos. So I'm not going to apply it anymore like directly from here. I'm actually going to scrape some out. And because before what I used to do is I would grab like my brush and I would dip it here and then go like that. But I feel like it's kind of drying out, or maybe like it's not applying as seamlessly as I would want to. So I'm going to scoop some of it out and use it that way. Let me see. Oh yeah, because when I scoop some out with the little spatula, it looks a lot creamier. Or it feels a lot creamier, sorry. Probably use a lot more product this way, but I feel like the pigment is gonna be so much better. Okay, so as y'all can see, I scooped it out. I don't know if you guys can see that. I scooped it out instead with my little like metal spatula, and that is how I'm going to apply it instead. I'm looking that I don't have a brush to apply this with. At least not in this kit that I got. Yeah, I don't see a good brush for me. So let me look in my brush collection to see. Actually, I think let's use this. Sometimes I like to use this for under the eye, or this one. As y'all can see, I am the undecisive queen. Okay, I'm gonna use this brush that I think I originally got this for bronzer, but we're gonna use this. I don't know how you pronounce this brand, Japanesque, but we are gonna grab, I'm just gonna grab it like that. As you can see, it picked up a lot of pigment. I'm a little scared because it looks like it's really pigmented, so As you can see, it's actually really pigmented once you apply it this way. I feel like it's way more pigmented than if I would have grabbed it directly from the container, because it kind of feels like it's drying out. So I know it looks crazy right now. It looks like I have a lot of blush on, which I do, but I'm gonna go in with under my eye. I'm gonna go in with my concealer, so it's kind of gonna cancel a lot of this out. Maybe not the top right here. Yeah, let me go ahead and grab a little bit more. And then what I like to do is I like to go in with the sponge and just press this in, similar with what I do with the foundation, but just press the blush in. And as you can see, it kind of absorbed a little bit of the product, but I feel like it just creates a more like melted into the skin look, if that makes sense. So the lights are washing it out a little bit, the blush, but trust me when I tell you the blush is still looking really pigmented, because right now it's looking a little white. So let me just add, I think right here I need to add a little bit more, and then I'll blend it right now with the sponge again, because I think I added way too much on the top. Now that we have the blush, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the concealer. So I'm gonna use the E.L.F. one, I was telling you guys, the one that I used on the eyelids. I'm gonna go ahead and use that under the eye. I would recommend, I like to do one eye at a time, just because this one specifically I feel like dries up on me a lot more than my like other ones. Normally I would do them, you know, both at the same time, but this dries up like crazy, so I will be doing one eye at a time. So I just do like this, like a little bit on that one. I let it cake up just a little bit, because it does dry up pretty quickly, like I was telling you guys, but I let it cake up just a little bit. While that's doing that, let me look for the brush that I'm actually gonna use. I don't see any brush in this set that I got that I can use or that I want to use necessarily, so I think I'm just gonna use this Real Techniques one. And I think this color might actually be a little too light for me. I do have to switch this color up. I think I need to go for something a little bit darker, just a smidge darker. But I just kind of brush it a little bit. I brush it downward a little bit and then outwards. After I do that, then I go in with my sponge, and then I use like the pointy top, and I do this weird face. So I go like this, but I feel like it helps me to not crease. And it dries up. Like I was telling you guys, once y'all put it on and start distributing the product, it is going to dry up so fast. So blend that thing like your life depends on it, because like mine's already really dry. And then I do like to bake, but because this dries up so quickly, I would recommend this if you're someone like me who your under eye creases up hella quickly. I will literally go ahead, and I don't have a brush. I'm gonna grab this brush. I will grab a pressed powder. So this is the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. This powder's all right. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I necessarily love it, but I will grab it, blend, make sure there's no creases, and then go in with the pressed powder. Set your under eye right away so that it doesn't crease. You can go in and bake after, but at least immediately so your stuff ain't creasing. I mean, and even then, you'll still kind of see a little bit of fine lines and stuff like that, but you're not gonna see a full-blown crease. So next eye, same process. I'm vibing with this eye look, honestly. Gotta work on the blending still, but it ain't bad. It ain't bad for my first time, y'all. For my first time getting real crazy. I feel like I'm making progress, man. Getting better at blending my colors. Like, I'm proud of myself. Good job, little Jazz, good job. That's one thing about me, so I always like, whenever I'm saying like good job to myself, like I always say like good job, little Jazz. So I always like thank like little me for things. Tell me if anybody else does that. Like I feel like, I don't know. Let's go ahead. Okay. My husband literally told me, do not freak out if the camera starts overheating or dying. And I literally saw it and it's starting to do that. So camera is dying on me. So I am going to go ahead and blend this out, charge it for a little bit, and then come back and finish the rest of the look. Okay. Alrighty guys, thanks. Alrighty guys, I am back. Actually, my camera wasn't overheating this time, but it is helpful to have this little monitor on the side because it's a lot bigger, so I notice a lot quicker when it's about to die. But the camera was actually dying. It started to show like no battery. So I know it's because I've been filming for a hot minute, but these eye looks take a lot of time, especially for me as someone who's like learning how to like properly blend things and playing with color and all of that. They take me a little bit longer. But yeah, I went ahead, we left off me having concealer under my eye, went ahead and set that with the pressed powder, and now we're gonna finish the rest of the face, so we shouldn't be too long. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my contour. I don't really think I'm going to do a lot of like conceal, like brighten up other parts of my face. I think I just want to go ahead and do a bronzer. Normally, if I would be going out and all of that, I would, but since I'm just going to be chilling at home, I'm actually not going to go to my mom's place because it's actually pretty late already and I don't want to drive there for an hour and then just come back. So I'll probably see them tomorrow or something. But, oh, so for the bronzer, I'm going to use the cream and powder duo that comes in this Patrick Ta. Please excuse how dirty my packaging is. And this is in the color She Sculpt. And I want to get that Patrick Ta like dual-ended brush, but I don't have that for now. So what I actually really like applying my cream product with is this E.L.F. Putty Primer Applicator. It's for the putty primer, but I like to use it for my bronzer, my cream bronzer. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the cream bronzer first. And I like to just dab it on like the hollows of my cheek. And the reason I like this brush a lot is because I just feel like it creates, like it's really easy to blend with this one. And the way it just like blends it and makes it like look like part of your skin, I kind of really love that. So that's why I kind of really been liking this brush. And then as always, I go in with the Beauty Blender after, just to make sure it blends the product in more seamlessly. And then we're gonna go ahead and put some on this Megamind forehead that I have. So I kind of put a lot of bronzer on my forehead just because I have a big forehead, so to kind of minimize a little bit and not look as foreheady. And then I also like to kind of go in on the bottom right here to create some more definition and give me a little bit more of a snatched look on the jawline. The angles I be giving, like when I'm like, be cracking me up. Okay, and I'm still gonna go in with powder, so that's why I put cream contour, but I don't go in like, go crazy because I'm still gonna put powder, so we're still gonna get a little bit more definition. Let me see. I know with this, I guess we can use this one. So I'm gonna use this brush. These brushes don't pick up a lot of product. Do you guys see that? It's not picking up a lot of product, so. I am also going to set the under eye. I already did it with pressed powder, but I'm gonna go in with this Makeup Revolution. And this is a loose powder, and I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this for the rest of my face. I think let me put a little bit more. I actually really like this loose powder. The only thing I don't like is like the container for myself, just because it lasts forever. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I use this all the time. It literally lasts forever. I'm gonna put some under my eye now, and I'm gonna let that bake. Okay, so let's let that bake. And then I'm gonna also kind of let this bake right here. Ooh, this brush is not the best, so I honestly don't think I would use this brush for contouring again, but just working with what I got. I mean, you know, it's a new set of brushes, so I kind of wanted to use them. I'm gonna keep them, but there's some of them that I liked a little bit more. Like the foundation one wasn't bad, and then like this denser brush was pretty good too. So there were some that I didn't mind. The concealer one was pretty good too, that I didn't mind, but there's other ones that I'm like, I have other brushes that I kind of like a little bit better. I like the other side I put way more, but okay. Okay, what I also like to do is I like to grab a little bit of this like pressed powder and just or not pressed powder, the loose powder, and kind of just dab it in areas where I'm normally really oily. So for me, I'm a really, really oily person. So that is why I have to set the majority of my face. If you're not super oily, you probably can skip this step unless you're oily in maybe some parts, like if you're like more oily on your T-zone. But for me, I have to do this. I'll be completely honest, because I have to put so much powder to control the oil control, it does look cakey at first, like very powdery. Once you use your setting spray, it's going to make everything kind of melt in place. So right now, it is gonna look a bit cakey, or at least a little powdery. But just trust the process. Like right here, really oily, especially like right here on the nose. This is like the first place that usually starts to get really oily. Okay, and then what I do is I just grab a brush to kind of brush away the excess of powder. So it looks like they have this brush, so I'm just gonna do that. And with this one, I kind of like to like buff it a little bit in there, because when you do that, see how it creates like a nice like little like definition. So it's kind of nice when you buff it into there. And then this one, I kind of like brush out a little bit, but then I'll also grab the powder puff and I'll press in the rest. Then low-key looks nice. Oh, I was actually gonna use this for blush, oh well. What I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna go in with a blush. So I'm gonna go in with this Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush in the color Rosy Rosewood. And I had heard so many good things like on TikTok, like that this was a really good affordable blush. I've been wanting to try the Milani like Luminoso blushes, which I know are like OG favorites, and I still have not tried them, but I wanted to give this a try because Essence is pretty affordable and there are some products that I really like from Essence. But let me go ahead and find a blush brush. Also, let me show you guys these like super really cute, I don't know if you guys can see them, these like Hello Kitty brushes, super cute. They came in this whole set and obsessed. Honestly, I just really got them because they were super cute, so I don't even know the quality. This is I think my first time trying this brush. I like it because it's a nice like rosy color, like almost like a little mauve, so it's not like super overwhelming, especially if you don't like a super bright blush. For me, it just depends. Sometimes I like a really bright blush, but sometimes I like something a little bit more toned down. With this eye look, I kind of like this, like it's not like overpowering. And then one of the last things I like to like kind of do once I'm done adding like the products to my face, I like to get like a little bit more of a denser brush like this, and I like to kind of just like blend the products together just so it looks a little bit more seamless. So like especially like the bronzer and the contour, like the contour and blush. Okay, see how it just looks a lot more smoother. Last but not least, we are gonna go in with the setting spray. This is actually new, so I'm gonna try this Milani Make It Last Original, and it says it's up to 24-hour wear. So we will see. Oh, let me grab my little, I got this little fan to like fan it out. So I do like 2 layers of setting spray just to really like lock everything in. And because I'm wearing a lot of powder, so it kind of helps everything look a little less powdery and cakey. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the second layer. I decided actually not to go with highlighter today, which is a shocker because I always do highlighter, but I think I don't want to do highlighter. And I totally forgot that I wanted to do like a little bit of, I forgot to add this, but I want to do a little bit of color on the inner eyelid, like a little bit of a gold. So I'm gonna grab this little one and I'm gonna go ahead and go in with like this C1 color. So this like nice and gold color. And I'm just putting this on the inner corner of my eye just to give it like a nice little, just gives it like a nice little like pop of color and like dimension. Then we have the lips coming up and the eyelashes. Okay, so y'all know I love Italia lip liners. I just feel like they're so good quality, and for the price you just cannot compare. But I got this Italia lip liner in the color Hazelnut. It looks really dark, but once you apply it on the lip, it's not as dark as in the packaging. I was originally looking for, I can't remember the shade that I normally get, but there's a shade that I normally get, and I was in LA and I saw that a lady was selling these, but she didn't have that exact color, and she was saying like, oh, she's like, you should try this color. She's like, this is like my #1 seller, like super popular. She's like, I only have like 2 more left. She's like, but I think this shade will look good with like your skin color. And at first when I swatched it, I was like, this looks kind of dark. Then I was like, you know what, let me just give it a try. So I don't outline the whole lip, but sometimes I go a little crazy. Then I got this new gloss. I think I got this in like a trio or something like that. I don't remember when I got it, but it was from Fenty Beauty. So I got this Fenty Beauty. Y'all know I love Fenty's lip glosses. I think they're really good, and they're some of my fave. But I got this gloss bomb in the color Pink Dragonfly. Super beautiful color. It's like pink, but with a lot of shimmer. But it's like a different type of pink. Do you see how it's like a little bit more of like a, I don't know, like it has like gold specks, but it's like an ombre kind of pink, like a darker pink. It's not, honestly, I love it. It looks so good. I love this color. This is my first time that I had tried that Fenty lip gloss. Ow, that hurts. Every time I put those on my skin, they like burn. Okay, and eyelashes. I don't normally wear eyelashes, but I feel like this look needs eyelashes. Like I feel like you can't go out with the bold of an eye like this, even though y'all know I'm going literally nowhere, but you can't go out with like a bold eye like this and not put some falsies on. So I have these Ioni Wispy Natural Short individual lashes, and these are, they say they're like mink. I just kind of wanted to try these and put them on. I'm not going to put all of them on. I just kind of want to play around and see. I've been wanting to kind of maybe do some like on the outer corners and see how they look. So I think I'm going to do that. And I finally, guys, bought an eyelash curler. I bought one from E.L.F. I've never done individual lashes before like this. So I'm a little bit like nervous. I forgot my eyelash glue. I always bug Diaz whenever I forget things when I'm filming. I'm like, babe. He's more like, Está vieja como chinga. How do you even put these on? This is like really nerve-wracking. And I'm just gonna use my Kiss eyelash glue. I actually, guys, bought some eyelash extensions, like DIY, do them at home. They're not gonna last that long. I think they only last like a week or two. But I want to make a video showing you guys a tutorial on like me just trying that. So like comment below if you're interested, or I don't know if I'm gonna film it on YouTube though, or if I'm gonna do it on TikTok. But these Ioni eyelashes, these are from the 99-cent store, and now I'm like sad because I'm like, where am I gonna get these? Because normally I buy these from the 99-cent store and they're really good quality for the price. But now with the 99-cent stores closing, yeah, I don't know. I mean, when I found out they were closing, I stocked up. I went and bought like 10 pairs of them, but okay, now it's tacky and okay, it's tacky, but it came off of my eye. This is hard, guys. Okay, I think it's stuck on there. You guys probably can't see it because it's literally one strip of lash. I think I might do 2 or 3. Let me do another one because I don't want to do the full eye. I just kind of want to do like a little bit of like a cat eye effect. That's what you call it, I think. I take my skin. Also, comment below if there's like videos that you guys are interested in seeing. Like I was telling you guys before in the last video that I filmed, that I'm really trying to expand, like trying new things and trying to film more content. But I also kind of want to see like the people that watch me, like what type of content you guys are interested in watching. So do you guys want to see like more makeup tutorials, more vlogs? Is there a certain brand of makeup that you want me to review, or a certain product? Let me know. I'm really open to all of that, and I definitely want to be like curating content that you guys are interested in. I love doing the makeup videos, but I also really like doing like, you know, like vlogs and stuff like that. And I'm open to trying new things. Like it doesn't hurt to try something. You don't like it, then you don't do it anymore, but at least you tried it, you know? I think I got it. Okay, I thought it was gonna be easier to glue these like individual lashes, but I feel like it's harder. I don't know if I'm gluing them a little too high. Okay, I think I'm gonna do just one more on this eye, and then that's gonna be it. And then I'll do the rest of it with like mascara. I suck at singing, so. Also with these, I think next time I need to use regular tweezers instead of like my falsies, like applicator tweezers, because this is pretty hard to apply them this way. Okay, I think the third one that I applied, it was kind of like not that great, but I don't know if you guys can see it. I feel like it's probably hard to see the lashes because they're like falsies and they're like really individual ones, or not because they're falsies, because sorry. Oh my God, guys, I am so literally, let me just apologize for the hot mess of a video this has been. I'm like literally like so scatterbrained just because, like I was telling you guys, I've been kind of going through a lot and I've been feeling kind of overwhelmed and everything like that. And so this was the first time like I actually like had like the energy, or like even just like the, not even the energy, like how do I say it, like the mental capacity to push myself to be like, you know what, actually film something. Like you like doing this, like don't give up on something you actually love to do just because you're overwhelmed by like work and exterior factors and stuff like that. Like don't let those things affect you doing things that you love. And so I'm proud of myself for pushing myself to like do something that I love and not just like giving up and being like, oh, you know, well, this sucks, and just laying in like bed and not doing nothing. But as you guys can see, like my words and everything, if I kind of seem like I'm all over the place, I've just been really overwhelmed. So I'm just trying to gather my thoughts and everything like that. But hopefully next time I film, I'm not as scatterbrained as this, because lately I have been feeling kind of scatterbrained. And I try not to get really like be really hard on myself about it, because I'm like, we're all human, we all have moments like this, but sometimes it can feel like the moments are a little bit more than you want them to, but it's okay. I know this too shall pass. It's just right now it seems like it's not. But anyways, I am going to put for eyelash is like for the mascara, I'm gonna be putting the Essence Lash, the one in the green container. And I keep saying this, but I need to get a new one because it's drying out already. Let me see. Okay, yay, I feel like it looks good. I feel like with the lashes, like the little edge lashes, and then with the mascara, I actually do like how it looks. So that's looking good. Now on to the next one. I think I might try this a lot more now, like doing these like little individual lashes. I had never used these before, but I like this. But I'm excited to try, like I told you guys, I'm excited to try those lash extensions that I got that are like temporary ones. I'm excited to try that because I used to get eyelash extensions, not all the time, but like every other month or every couple of months, but that's expensive. Like I understand why they're expensive, you know what I mean? But I just like, it's not within my budget to be able to constantly afford those. Same the way it's like not really in my budget to constantly afford a pedicure. So I just kind of try, and whenever I can, I do go and get them done for like special occasions, but I can't get them done all the time as much as I want to. But if I could, yeah, hell yeah, go and have someone else do it for me. Okay, cool, we got that one. A little bit quicker now. That's the only thing that makes me sad is like that I can't play music while I'm doing my makeup compared to like TikTok or anything like that, because then I'll like get copyrighted. So hungry. We had breakfast. Me and Diaz went to this like mom and pop restaurant to have breakfast. It's kind of like our fave place to go. So we went there and we had breakfast, and then we didn't have, because we woke up kind of late. We had breakfast until like 12 or like 12 I think, so it was pretty late. But we had breakfast, and then we went to Costco to go get dog food and stuff like that. And then we picked up, since we're at Costco, we're like, oh, we're probably gonna get hungry later, and I'm defrosting some meat, but we assumed it wasn't gonna be defrosted by the time like the end of the day, like dinner came around. So we picked up like those like alitas, like those wings that they sell at Costco, like the drumstick legs that are like where the rotisserie chicken is. So right after this video, I'm gonna heat some of that up so we can eat. Because since I film, like I was telling you guys, I film on my dining table, I'm like literally blocking off all access to the kitchen because of the camera and the light. So poor Diaz hasn't even been able to eat anything. Yeah, but I think right now he's probably distracted because I think he's watching something about the UFC something. Or I don't know, UFC or MMA something. Okay, now that these are on, I'm gonna go ahead and put mascara on. And you guys know what? I think I might do a little bit of blue on the waterline, because she is looking a little bare. Okay, but I am gonna need to find a different brush because those brushes I can't. Or actually, I think I can use this one. It's like flat brush. But now I have to see what blue I'm going to use. Or purple, sorry, not blue. Maybe I'll do the C3 and just, oh no, no, no. I think I messed it up, guys. I think I messed it up. Can't seem to find another brush though. So many brushes, and when I need them, I can't find them. Okay, no, I'm not tripping. That actually doesn't look bad. Okay, I'm grabbing the color and I'm just kind of blending it a little out. Okay, I think that looks good. Now I just need to put a little bit of mascara. So let me put the S on. Hold up, before I do that, let me go with the powder puff again, because yeah, that's the only thing about this concealer for me. Even when I do press it with the pressed powder, it does help, but it still does crease on me. Okay guys, so this is the final look. If you liked videos like these and you enjoyed seeing me play around with some color eyeshadow, go ahead and give this video a like. Or if you want more makeup tutorials as well, go ahead and give this video a like and comment below what type of videos you guys want to see in the future. Let me know, do you like these? Do you maybe want to see something different? Maybe something you haven't seen at all on my channel? Go ahead and comment that below. And don't forget guys to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button at the bottom. Let's help me get to my 300 subscribers. I would really, really appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you guys next week with another video. Bye, guys.